girls. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting English extravaganza. It's the show with no name. Now buckle up for liftoff. Come on, count down with me. I need all your energy, folks. This isn't an English class, it's an English adventure. All aboard. Let's go. Come on. Yes. Yeehaw. Oh, yeah. On Vaughn Radio. Let's go, 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 go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the place where English is exciting. It's Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for being a part of our family. Yeah, it's not a company. It's not an English academy. It's a family, and you are a part of that family, and you know it. Not just because I say it, because you know it. So thank you. In fact, let's kick off with a little encouragement, un poco de aliento. You've been doing a wonderful job, so all I can say are 3 little words. Keep it up. Seguid así. Keep it up, and you will be in the top percentile, if you're not already, of English speakers in Spain. Yeah, true story. And believe me, I've heard it all. Over 20 years of experience now, more than half of my adult life. And there's one thing I've realized. There's a little bit of everything out there, but you folks are the cream of the crop. I rise to the top. I never eat a pig because a pig is a cop. Jump around. You know the song, right? The cream of the crop. También lo decimos a la francesa, the crème de la crème. Suena un poco más pijillo, ¿no? The crop es la cosecha. The cream of the crop. And speaking of cosecha, you reap what you sow. That's the example here. That's why you guys, why you're improving, why you're top of the pops. Otra forma de decirlo. Recoges lo que siembras. You reap what you sow. All right, folks. Well, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. It's time for another English adventure all together, sharing, learning, and laughing. And I think that's what life's about. Oh, y no omitimos. Let's not leave out loving. No, amando, queriendo. So learning, laughing, loving, and sharing. Let's kick things off with today's Say What soundbite. Yes. Yes. Come on, now come on, now come on. All right, a couple things. We'll go through a few things really quickly here. First things first, mark your calendars. That's right. We've got a Vaughn Radio trivia night coming up. Join us. As I said, you're part of the family. So we'll be getting together. Se puede usar como verbo, getting together, or we're having a get-together, una quedada. And that is on May 5th. May 5th. And it's 2026, just in case they repeat the show. May 5th, 2026. It's going to be hosted by Rob Grams and Andy Vaughn, 2 close personal friends of mine, the hosts of The Lunchtime Show here on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget to download the free app, and this way you can listen to all of our programs. You can learn English with Fitz. In his program, No Excuses. You've got The Salad with Dave Boys. Speaking English with Ruby. Speaking with Confidence. What a great show with Ale. And as I always say, learn with all of us. Why not? You can just keep Vaughn Radio on in the background, you know, as you're doing all the different things you need to do in life. It's a great way to make sure you're exposing yourself to English on a daily basis, de forma diaria. And that's really the key, la clave. Also, if you guys are interested in courses and materials, you can stop by our website. It's grupovon.com. And if you'd like to participate in our question of the week, it's a weekly speaking section that we do on Fridays. And in fact, a nice round of applause for Alberto, Alfonso, Anix, Born to Ironman, Chris Valrol, and Nuria. They've already participated in this week's question of the week. Hey, you still have time. If you'd like to, there's still time left. Right? Left es que queda. But you only have a few hours left. So tell us, what is the craziest bet you've ever made? Right? Bet es apuesta. Lo sabemos de la marca B-Win, que antes era Bet and Win. Right? Pero luego se acortó. So what is the craziest bet you've ever made? It can be a friendly bet. It doesn't have to be for money or anything like that. So if you'd like to participate, all you have to do quite simply is record yourself on your phone, just like you're sending a voice note to a friend, and explain yourself. Keep it at around a minute. You know, this way we don't go too crazy, because thankfully we've got a lot of people who participate. So keep it at around a minute as a guideline. Always introduce yourself, because I'm going to say, okay, we're going to hear from Born to Ironman or Chris Valrol or Elena, but it's always better to hear you introduce yourself. So introduce yourself and then tell us the craziest bet you have ever made in your life. Y de ahí vemos que we don't do a bet, we make a bet. Ya sabemos que en inglés tenemos el make y el do para hacer. En este caso es to make a bet. All right. So if you want to do it, you've got a few hours left. We do it every Friday here on the show. And aside from you practicing your spoken English, talking about different topics, you can also get feedback from me, your teacher, right? And I know one of the greatest things is that I have seen you guys, I should say, heard you guys take my comments and improve. In fact, so many of you have improved, and that's wonderful. That's the idea. Working on gaining confidence, and also, well, if you can get some feedback in the meantime, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for anybody who lacks an opportunity or a chance to speak, right? To speak. I think that's the hardest part. Even if you're in a class, if you take group classes, let's say the class lasts an hour. All right, let's say there are 4 people in the class. Okay, you're probably going to have about 15 minutes or less, because the teacher also has to speak and explain things and, you know, tell you the exercise. So really, you know, you don't have that many opportunities to practice your speaking. So I want to give that to you every week. So this week's question, what is the craziest bet you've ever made? And Alberto, Alfonso, Anix, Born to Ironman, Chris Valrol, and Nuria, if you'd like to start working on next week's question of the week to get a head start is un poco de ventaja. Well, next week's question is, what makes your day better? Right? Something that never fails, nunca falla, something that makes your day better. All right. So that is for next week. This week is what's the craziest bet you've ever made. And next week's is what makes your day better. And I think I speak on behalf of, no half, on behalf of all of us when I say we look forward to hearing from you. Y ojo con esta estructura porque engaña. ¿Por qué? I look forward to hear from you. No, es hearing. Por eso engaña, porque es un to. Sin embargo, le sigue un gerundio. So we collectively as a group look forward to hearing from you in our weekly speaking section, the question of the week. But now we're going to take a look at a listening section, a section that works on listening. It works on summing up information, resumiendo información que hemos oído. Como siempre digo, this is a skill that can, be really important to us in our own language, being able to relay information back to someone else. To relay is, ¿cómo se dice? Transmitir. So this say what soundbite today, I think it's going to be pretty easy, especially because yesterday's was quite difficult. I've got to be honest. But hey, this is like life. Some days it's easier, some days it's harder. Because yesterday we did Samantha Fox, and whoa, she's got a very Northern London accent, and she speaks really quickly like this, so it's even hard for me to follow. So let's hope today's will be a little bit easier for you. Here goes. Everybody pay attention. Presta atención. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
His new show really does sound like fun. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie in 7 or some plus years. So I have no idea where he's at. So, I don't close anything off.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town. Lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. This is our pop quiz. This is where we take a look at one of the many materials here at Vaughan. And, well, afterwards, I put you to the test based on the information you've heard. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at business English. All right, here's your first little challenge. Is it make business or do business? Hacer negocios. Is it to make business or to do business? Did you say to make business? No. Y es un error muy común. Lo oigo muchísimo. So be careful with that one. In fact, a way I usually tell my students to remember it is, if you want to make money, you have to do business. right? And I'll tell you what, when we look at this make and do thing, now the rule of thumb, la regla general, the general rule or the rule of thumb, como pulgar, that's how we say it. The rule of thumb is that if you fabricate it, then you're making it. And if you carry it out, un verbo compuesto que vimos ayer, llevar a cabo, well, then that's do. However, like many things in English, there are tons and tons of exceptions. So what I recommend you do is you learn it like a set phrase, ¿no? Como frase hecha. Because you're like, pero no elaboras ahí el negocio a lo largo de los años, la relación. Yeah, but it's to do business. Y si lo puedes justificar, ¿no? Y decir, bueno, do también porque lo llevas a cabo. But again, when you're in the middle of a conversation, what are you going to do? Stop and say, espera, ¿lo llevo a cabo o lo fabrico? Okay, entonces es make okay. So again, I would just recognize them like you would any other vocabulary word or phrasal verb. All right, here's one for you. Another little challenge to get warmed up with this make and do. Do we make the suitcase or do the suitcase? Do we make the suitcase or do we do the suitcase? Neither one. No, porque en español es hacer la maleta, but we say to pack. O sea, a veces ni es ni make ni do. All right, another one. Do we make a party or do we do a party? Neither one. ¿Ves dónde voy con estos truquillos? Right? We don't make a party. You can say we did a party, but it's not normal. The normal way to say it is to have a party or to throw a party, right? And you might know it if we've got any fans of Rod Stewart out there. We're having a party. Everybody singing, dancing to the music on the radio. Hey, if music helps, for us, that's one of the ways I love to teach. Why? Because it's one of the ways I love to learn. Many of you know I learned English from Rafael. Well, not directly from him, but from his music, right? From transcribing his music. And I had this need to sing. I loved his songs, so I wanted to sing them, only they didn't come with lyrics. And so I remember with cassette tapes, I'm dating myself. Aquí estoy demostrando mi edad. Decimos, I'm dating myself. And I remember, okay, rewind, pause. Okay, creo que dijo ímpetu. Just imagine a 7-year-old Alberto, writing down el ímpetu del viento, right? Estar enamorado es. I mean, we're talking about the great Rafael. And, well, I killed two birds with one stone. I was singing the songs that I wanted to sing, and I was learning Spanish at the same time. So you get now why I'm always singing during the show and why we even have a section called Name That Lyric, because we can learn, and not just vocabulary, right? Of course you can learn vocabulary, but we can also learn structures from it, right? From any song, we can learn a structure, right? How would you say, soy adicto al inglés? Did you say I'm addicted with, I'm addicted on? It's I'm addicted to. Lo sabemos de Robert Palmer. You might as well face it, you're addicted to love. The lights are on and you're not home. You're mine and not your own. Y tenemos otra forma de decirlo. A ver si sabéis la otra forma de decir es soy adicto al inglés. Es con hook. I'm hooked on English. You know that one from another song. I'm hooked on a feeling. So anytime you have to remember, como digo, soy adicto a tal cosa, al café, whatever it may be, just think of Robert Palmer. Or if you prefer, you can think of that awesome song that starts out with nonsensical words, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. Don't learn that part. And another thing, be careful about learning grammar from songs because, well, a lot of times they use what's called poetic license, right? And poetic license, what is poetic license? Well, I can't get no satisfaction. It's not I can't get no. It's I can't get any satisfaction. Pero es que ahí lo que necesitaba Mick Jagger, lo que era más importante era la pausa, right? Listen to the difference. I can't get any satisfaction. It doesn't hit the same. Now, I can't get no pause satisfaction. So Mick Jagger, even though it's not grammatically correct, he knew what he was doing. He took that poetic license. Another one, Bruno Mars. He says, I should have gave, no, what do you say? I should have gave you flowers. I should have bought you flowers. Should have gave you all my hours. Now, ahí aprendimos el debería haber. O sea, thank you, Bruno Mars. I should have bought you flowers. Debería haberte comprado flores. Should have gave you all my hours. Lo único sería, I should have given you all my hours. So again, be careful because it is art and art doesn't follow any rules. All right, so my amigos, what have we got to do here? Right, I've got to give you the say what soundbite here. No, I already gave you the say what soundbite. So what I've got to do is give you today's pop quiz. It's coming from Kyle Miller's book, Business English. Here goes. Pay attention because I will ask you some questions afterwards.
Marketing Translation List 1.
Muchos factores influyen en la conducta del cliente.
Many factors influence customer behavior.
¿Cómo podemos influir en su comportamiento?
How can we influence their behavior?
¿Cómo podemos conseguir que compren nuestros productos?
How can we get them to buy our products?
¿Cuál es el ciclo vital de este producto?
What's the life cycle of this product?
Las creencias y actitudes cambian con el tiempo.
Beliefs and attitudes change over time.
Los líderes de opinión tienen una gran influencia.
Opinion leaders have great influence.
Los matrimonios toman decisiones en conjunto.
Married couples make joint decisions.
Vamos a preparar un tríptico.
We're going to prepare a 3-page leaflet.
La gente no entenderá el mensaje.
The people won't understand the message.
El tipo de letra es demasiado pequeño.
The print type is too small.
Vamos a llenar la ciudad de vallas publicitarias.
We're going to fill the city with billboards.
No creo en la publicidad mediante vallas.
I don't believe in billboard advertising.
¿Cuáles son las tarifas publicitarias?
What are the advertising rates?
Las palabras representan una fuerza poderosa.
Words are a powerful force.
¿Cómo puedo conseguir que este anuncio resalte?
How can I make this ad come alive?
Tu anuncio tiene que ser más específico.
Your ad has to be more specific.
Tu anuncio no debe sonar como un anuncio.
Your ad shouldn't sound like an ad.
Tenemos que llegar a cuanta más gente mejor.
We have to reach as many people as possible.
Nadie se va a fijar en tus vallas publicitarias.
Nobody is going to notice your billboards.
Tenemos que hacernos notar.
We have to get ourselves noticed.
Tenemos que conectar con la mente del cliente.
We have to connect with the mind of the customer.
Esto nos va a llevar a la ruina.
This is going to lead you to your ruin.
Dale lo que quiere en vez de lo que necesita.
Give him what he wants instead of what he needs.
Los resultados de la campaña son desalentadores.
The results of the campaign are disappointing.
Estoy decepcionado con los resultados.
I'm disappointed with the results.
All right, folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Well, if you mean business, os voy a dar un double trouble. If you mean business, si vais en serio, we'll pick up a copy of Kyle Miller's Business Bible, Business English. It's the bee's knees. ¿Te sabes estas? Las rodillas de la abeja. The bee's knees. Es que viene de business la palabra. O sea, yo te puedo decir, Kyle's book is the business. Es la leche. Pero como jugando con las palabras, pues bee's knees. De ahí ha venido. No tiene nada que ver realmente con rodillas, sino que es como jugando con la palabra business. So if I say, you guys are the business, it means you're the bomb. So Kyle's book is the business, the bee's knees. Siempre jugando con las palabras. And you can pick this awesome material up at grupovon.com. It's business English. You can get it for $19.95. And it's got audio, as you just heard, video. It'll help you land the job, o sea, conseguir el trabajo. Then doing business, shining, brillando en el trabajo. And then more advanced topics, like accounting, presentations, negotiations. And Kyle is not just an English teacher, he's got an MBA. So he knows his stuff. Sabe de lo que habla. All right, now I'm going to see if you know your stuff in today's pop quiz. All right, the first one I'm going to give you over here is the word creencias. I think you can also say convicciones. Use it in context, as always. And as I always say, use it in a context where you would actually use it. Así dices, pues, ¿cómo emplearía yo esta palabra según mi situación? That's where we're taking English, just random words, and we're personalizing them, as I said, which is really important. ¿No? ¿Cuándo y cómo usaría yo esta palabra según mi situación profesional o social? So the first one is creencia o creencias. You can say it in plural as well, o convicciones. Use it in context, as always. The second one, Kyle also said in the audio, conjunto. Conjunto. So also you can use that one in context as well. That's number 2 in today's pop quiz. Conjunto. Okay. And the last one, esto ya te lo doy total aquí. Antes de firmar el contrato, lee la letra pequeña. Antes de firmar el contrato, lee la letra pequeña. All right, so there you go. Those are your challenges in today's pop quiz. They're all coming straight out of Kyle Miller's magnus opus, Business English. Again, you can pick it up at grupovon.com or wherever fine books are sold. Number 1, creencias, convicciones. Number 2, conjunto. And number 3, antes de firmar el contrato, lee la letra pequeña. All right, we'll see how you do here in the comments, but also let me give you today's super simple, que yo creo que es sencillo hoy. Let me give you your super simple say what soundbite for the second time. All right, and then we'll hear your take, tu opinión, basado en lo que has oído. Here it is for the second time.
His new show really does sound like fun. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie in 7 or some plus years. So I have no idea where he's at. So, you know, I don't close anything off.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. It's the shit, or it's the bee's knees. Call it what you will. Just one of my 5 books. I can't believe it, you know, when I say it. Even, you know, now I'm like, 5 books. I'm like, who writes 5 books? Okay, an author. But I'm not just a writer. Obviously, many of you know I do a lot of different things aside from writing. Well, this show, for example, right? And, well, I also have produced my own podcast. Oh, yeah, it's crazy that somebody who's not a writer by trade, de oficio, has written 5 books. But they're all available over at grupovon.com or wherever fine books are sold. All right, but we're not looking at one of my books today in our pop quiz. Today, we're taking a look at business English for all of you who mean business. Now, here's a few things I'd like to review, some things that I wanted to highlight, destacar. Product. Do you know how many times I have heard the word product? Que es una palabra muy común en negocios. You know how many times I've heard product? Like 1 million? More. O sea, ya me chirría. I'm telling you. I hear like a blackboard scratch. So I want everybody to repeat it with me because this is a really common mistake. No es product? No, Prada. ¿Sabes decir Prada? La marca Prada. Product, uct. So los dos sonidos vocales son a. Let's isolate the vowel sound. Product. Say it with me. Hasta que no vuelvas a decir product otra vez. Y lo mejor. Oh my God. I'm a product manager. I'm like, oh my God, my ears are bleeding. No, it's product, como ya hemos aprendido, manager. No es manager, manager. Vamos a decirlo y más si te dedicas a esto. He's a product manager. Okay, so take note, because again, if I tell you I've heard it a million times, it means like, I get scared every time that word comes up. I have trauma. Tengo trauma ya de oírlo tantas veces así, ¿no? Como la palabra que vimos ayer, oven. No oven, oven. Sí, en español la O es la O, pero en inglés no. No siempre, a veces. So product manager, say it. He's a product manager. Another word we saw, billboard. I'm sure many of you know billboard, pancarta, if you know the music charts, las listas de música. Billboard, the Billboard music charts. O de ahí viene, ¿no? Son para que todo el mundo lo vea, lo ponen en una pancarta. And the expression, it's off the charts. Mira, otra forma de decir es la leche. Right? Kyle's book, Business English, is the bee's knees. It's off the charts. Okay? De hecho, hasta usamos la palabra chart como verbo. That song has charted for the third consecutive week. O sea, ha llegado a las listas, ¿no? De top, right? So billboard. The word tarifa. Hey, that's a city too. Tarifa, rates. Well, also, we'll think about it. Tarifa is a tariff. Bueno, no sé si dices tariff. Yeah, tariff, right? So when you bring any kind of merchandise into a port, well, you usually have to pay a tariff, okay, un precio. So that could be rate. In transporte decimos fare. What's the New York City subway fare? Okay, F-A-R-E sería esa palabra. So tarifa, it's one of what we say a very rich word, okay? Rate. También rate es valorar, right? Hey, if you haven't gone over to Apple Podcasts and rated this show, do it now. Sustantivo, rating, valoración. So give it a good rating. Rate the show. Another one we looked at there, a great phrasal verb, sobresale, resalta. It comes alive, right? Your new campaign really comes alive. Another way to say it, it really stands out. Y una de mis favoritas, it jumps off the page. O sea, resalta de la página. It makes me think of those pop-up books when we were kids. Well, my daughter has some. Estos libros que hacen, no? It just, wow. So it comes alive. Your new campaign really comes alive. It really stands out. It really jumps off the page. Another thing I wanted to highlight, what's the difference between advertising, advertisement, and commercial? Ooh, well, first, commercial's a false friend. Comercial, commercial in inglés, no es alguien que vende algo. That's called a salesperson or a sales rep. De viene de representative, right? A salesperson or a sales rep. Eso es I had people tell me, Alberto, I'm a commercial. Digo, eres un anuncio de tele. Wow, great. I've never seen you on TV. Also, I don't watch TV. So be careful. A commercial es un anuncio de tele en inglés. Y un anuncio cualquiera, an advertisement. Ahora es una palabra larga, entonces nos quedamos con ad. I saw an ad the other day. Now, that can be in the newspaper. That can be on the internet. Esa es más abierta, ¿no? Commercial ya es de tele. But ad, que viene de advertisement, otra vez, significa un anuncio en cualquier sitio. Okay? Now, the British call it an advert. See, ya estamos con, we've already got a few discrepancies here. So they say, I saw an advert the other day. We just say an ad. an ad. All right. But just don't get confused, especially with that false friend comercial, right? Que es un anuncio de televisión específicamente. Another word that Kyle brought up in that audio is the word reach. Alcance. Esto es una palabra súper rica. We need to reach our goals. Reach out. Contacta conmigo, right? We've reached an agreement. Just be careful that you're not pronouncing the word rich, rico, the same as reach. Okay? Vamos a decir ambos. Reach. You can reach me at, y aquí es donde dices tu email o tu número de teléfono. You can reach me at 743-2416, right? You can reach me at. Buena expresión para saber, especially if you're doing business. So, vamos a decir, intenté contactar con el hombre rico. I tried to reach, alcanzar, same thing. I tried to reach the rich man. Sí que no suenan igual. Me recuerda también a leave and live. Mucha gente dice, I live in New York. I'm like, leave es marcharse. I live. Rich, El sonido vocal en cuestión es el Es como, I always think of the way, my friends and I talk in Almería. ¿Qué haces? Rich. Es cortita. El sonido vocal, muy cortito. Rich. Okay, try to reach the rich man. Dilo conmigo. Try to reach the rich man. Okay, these are, again, common things. And again, if you pronounce them aloud with me, well, then, you'll pronounce that word right many other times because that sound is in so many other ones. What about beach and bitch? Sheet and shit. No es lo mismo, right? So we really need to work on that short I vowel sound, porque es una I latina, Aunque suena un poco como una es un right? Y cortito. That's another thing we want to always look at, the length of the vowel sound. A veces son cortitos y a veces se extienden más, okay? Another one, a false friend, deception. A deception is a lie, right? No es una decepción. It's a lie. Wow. He deceived, el verbo is to deceive. He deceived everybody. He's really good with deceptions. Pero decepción es a disappointment. Or, a ver si te sabes el phrasal verb, a letdown. Yeah, what a letdown. Vaya decepción. What a disappointment. Y ambos son verbos también. Bueno, disappointment, no. Quitamos el ment. You really disappointed me. You really let me down. Beatles fans, lo sabéis. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. No me decepciones. All right, so we've seen a couple false friends and some very rich words. No rich, rich words. And we're going to check in now with our students. Again, all these words came from Business English. It's available for less than $20. That's peanuts. Eso no es nada por lo que tiene dentro, right? So you can pick it up. Go to grupovon.com. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room and see who's participating and who's ready to rock. Let's see. We've got German checking in. He says, hey, guys. What's up, German? Great to have you here. Tuning in from Mexico. I love it. Great to have people from overseas. Overseas significa el extranjero. Otra forma de decirlo, abroad. Ojo con la pronunciación. Otra de estas que he oído mil veces, abroad, ¿no? Abroad, awesome. Ese sonido vocal. Abroad. Dilo conmigo, en voz alta, abroad. He lives abroad. He lives overseas. Well, nice to have you with us, German, as always. You are a rock star student. Speaking of rock star students, there she is, K Roller Girl. She says, hi, Double A. What's buzzing, dude? Let's go wreck it. Oh, my God. You sound like a teenager. I love it. Jerga así de jóvenes. Vamos a destrozarlo. Vamos a arrasar. What's buzzing? Bzzz, right? Not too much. Here doing what I do, and you guys are doing what you do, right? Let's see, there's Born to Iron Man. Speaking of superstar students, and he says, sup, folks, sup. Eso es, en vez de what's up, nosotros decimos, al menos en Nueva York, sup. Ahora, tienes que poner el gesto de cabeza también, como mirando hacia arriba. Sup, sup. Y eso es como, bueno, piénsalo en español. Decís hasta luego, decís hasta luego. Al menos en Madrid, yo nunca, jamás he oído de alguien decir hasta luego. No, hasta luego, hasta luego. Right or wrong? I mean, I'm just repeating what I hear. No digo que sea correcto, digo, es lo que oigo. Okay, one thing is what's correct in the Cambridge and Oxford exam, and another thing is how people speak, right? Now, if you're trying to pass an exam, don't put sup. But if you're talking to your friends like Born to Iron Man, it's totally normal. Totally normal. All right, let's see. K Roller Girl's got something to say. She says, I was wrong. No, porque wrong, to wrong someone. Puedes wrong someone es hacerle algo malo. But I think you mean I was wrong by learning from John Bon Jovi's pronunciation of New Orleans. He said New Orleans, and I've learned by a person or by folks, because we don't say folk as como singular, okay? So by folks or by someone from New Orleans, that it's pronounced New Orleans. Well, let me explain something. If you ask anybody in New York, and Bon Jovi is from New Jersey, no? Porque tiene un disco que se llama New Jersey, ¿no? And we say New Orleans. In fact, a lot of Americans do. So it's not wrong, K Roller Girl. It's just how we say it, right? In the north, en el norte, el noreste al menos, puedo decir, we say New Orleans, right? And think about, let's hear, there is a house in New Orleans. They cool the rising sun. So it's not wrong, it's just a different variation. And they say, ¿quieres saber lo que dicen de verdad? Que yo he estado. I've been to this amazing city. I recommend anybody go there. So I'll go through the different levels here. New Yorkers say New Orleans. The technically correct way is New Orleans. No se pronuncia la A y E juntos. But you know what they say? Nolens. Bueno, son sureños. Lo convierte en una. Nolens. I've heard it many times. How long are you going to be in Nolens for? Nolens. Yeah, te lo juro. So, New Orleans, Nolens. So it's not wrong. Again, it's some of the country, some people pronounce it New Orleans. I think the Scissor Sisters, too. Take it down to New Orleans. You'll hear it in a lot of songs. So, but again, the when I was there, I didn't even hear New Orleans. I heard Nolens. Again, they must know how to say their own city. But on the other hand, you're going to go correct everybody in the Northeast because we say New Orleans? Nope. Yeah. So that's a tough one. It's like, are you going to go to somebody who lives in Los Angeles and say, it's not Los Angeles, it's Los Angeles? Right? So same kind of vibes there. But hey, I'll tell you what, K Roller Girl, if you have my book, English on the Go, where we travel to 30 different cities, you'll see that I explain that. Yeah, I'm sure you have it. And if you don't have it, you're missing out, especially you, K Roller Girl, who I know you're a person who loves adventures and traveling. Well, in the book, when we're in Nolens or New Orleans, we touch on that. No? Tocamos eso. So interesting observation. Let's see what else. Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man is participating in today's pop quiz. I'm surprised nobody figured out. Nobody was able to make sense of today's Say What soundbite. Yo no lo vi tan difícil. Okay, maybe it was harder than I thought. I never know with this stuff. Sometimes I think it's hard and everybody knows it. And other times I think it's easy and nobody knows it. So, just goes to show you. Eso demuestra. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man. Creencias, convicciones was our first challenge in the pop quiz. He says, what are my convictions? My set of beliefs. Very good. You can say either one, convictions or beliefs. Pero tened cuidado, porque belief, sustantivo, believe, verbo. O sea, evidentemente es como breathe and breath, right? Breathe, verbo. Breath, sustantivo. True and truth, right? True, adjetivo. Truth, sustantivo. So these words can be a bit confusing when they come from another root, but they're changed a little bit, pero se cambia un poquitín. But you knew it, great. So belief con S and believe con V-E. So what are my convictions? My set of beliefs? Simple. Seize the day. That's right. Seize the day, which we also say carpe diem. That's right. We say carpe diem in English, or seize the day. And the last one, he says, by the way, before signing the contract, read the fine print. That's right. Read the fine print. Oh, okay. Ya veo lo que has hecho con set, conjunto. Yo quería decir, perdona, conjunto como es una empresa conjunta, como adjetivo. But I'll tell you what, I can't believe it. We've got to go to a quick commercial break right now, folks. When we come back, we'll take a look at that. But that's right. Before signing the contract, read the fine print. All right, we'll take a look at this and much more after this quick commercial break. So, if I were y'all es vosotros en sureño, you all, if I were y'all, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show. Remember, if you can't catch the show live, no problem. Well, it's always live. You're always going to get that live experience. But you can catch the podcast later on. You can catch it on Apple Podcasts, iVox, El Spotty, as you say here in Spain, Spotify. This program and all the other ones. Because we understand, well, sometimes needs must. A veces el deber llama, las obligaciones de la vida. Doctor's appointment, meeting, whatever. But you don't have to miss a single episode of your favorite programs. You can download them on any podcast platform. You can search for Vaughn Radio or search for the name of the individual program. Whether it be the Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez, great program. The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. That's real English, as real as it gets. He doesn't do that English teacher English. No. If you do that, teachers, si sois profesores, si estáis escuchando, you're doing your students a disservice. Speak the way you really speak. So when they get out there, they're going to say, okay, yeah, that's what I'm used to hearing. Not somebody saying, hello, good morning. My name is Alberto Alonso. Nobody speaks like that. Or maybe my mom. But most people speak like they've got a ham sandwich in their mouth. Como si se estuvieran comiendo un sándwich de jamón. Bueno, jamón York. Right? All right. The word I was looking for there, conjunto, is joint. Right? Muchas veces decimos, it's a joint venture. Me encanta la palabra venture para todos vosotros que hacéis negocios. Esto es una empresa conjunta o mixta, ¿no? Where Disney and Netflix did a joint venture. Estoy usando ejemplo, no es noticia, pero es okay, a joint venture. And that word joint is a really, really rich word there. Rich significando que tiene muchos significados. Okay, so joint. Well, you have joints in your body. You call them articulaciones, right? Your elbow joint, right? We call that a joint. It's also bisagra, right? A machine has joints. Junta o bisagra. Tiene sentido, ¿no? Se hace lo mismo. En ese caso, es lo mismo que una articulación. It's also marijuana, porro, right? He was smoking a joint in the park and he was arrested. Canuto, it says petardo here. I love that one. You call it a firecracker. So yeah, a joint. Also, joint is colectivo, as I just said. Joint is also un antro, right? Un bar, un restaurante. If you've ever seen Goodfellas, uno de los nuestros, they say, oh, well, he has a joint in Brooklyn. Eso es no que, otra vez, el contexto te lo dice todo. No es que tiene un porro, un petardo en Brooklyn. Tiene un antro, right? So, joint. Also, if we say the joint, okay, the joint is la cárcel. In fact, in Spanish, I think you say trena. Is that trullo? Trena? Bote, talego en México y cana en Argentina. So, vamos a ponerlo. The guy with bad joints, malas articulaciones, went to the joint, fue a la cárcel for smoking a joint. But when he got out, he decided to embark on a joint venture with some of his friends in the business world, por ejemplo. So very, very rich word. Podría ser un quadruple trouble. Ojo con la pronunciación. It's not joint, sino j. Dilo conmigo, joint. All right? And Born to Iron Man says, shall we start up a joint venture of teaching English and enjoyment? Hey, sounds like a plan, Stan. Yeah, nos encanta rimar. Sounds like a plan, Stan. But right now, we've got some other stuff on our plate. We're going to take a look at today's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. We've got our homophones here on the show with no name. And as always, I'm going to give you some words. Well, actually today, Laura, your classmate from Italy, lovely Laura, is going to give you guys today's homophones or not. You tell me. First, I want to know what the words are. And secondly, I'd like to know if they sound exactly the same or not. Okay? The first word is algunos. Algo. Un poco. De hecho, es clave esta palabra, porque yo nunca diría, can you give me water? Diría, can you give me water? Que lo usamos con afirmaciones, right? También con peticiones, como acabas de oír. O sea, afirmaciones y peticiones, ¿no? O también cuando ofrecemos, would you like water? Okay, so it's algunos, algo, un poco. It's a word you should know, especially at your level. And the second word that Laura gives us is suma, total, cantidad. Ooh. All right. So, what are these words? Are you familiar with them? And do they sound identical? Like if I said them without context, you would have no idea what I was talking about. Like night and night. ¿Qué he dicho primero, noche o caballero? Es que no sé, porque solo he dicho las palabras. Pero claro, en el contexto, in the medieval times, there were knights. Ya sabemos, hombre, estaba claro que había noches, entonces tiene que ser caballeros ahí. De hecho, por eso me encanta el Batman, The Dark Knight, right? Es la noche oscura, pero el caballero oscuro. It has that double meaning there that, when we play with those homophones. So, what are these two words? Algunos, algo y un poco es la primera. La segunda, suma, total, cantidad. What are the words and do they sound exactly the same or not? Also, I'm going to give you today's tricky, que no me lo esperaba para nada. I wasn't expecting this to be tricky, but I guess so. Supongo que sí, because nobody had any feedback on it. All right, well, we'll see. You still have 2 chances to write it all down. Here it is, your Say What soundbite for the third time.
His new show really does sound like fun. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie in 7 or some plus years. So I have no idea where he's at. So, I don't close anything off.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cas antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa. Surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo,
pero patatero.
Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. Te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk 2 y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com. That's right, folks. Tons of great materials that you can get your hands on. Eso es. And they're all at grupovon.com. You can also find them over at Casa del Libro and wherever fine books are sold, in todas las grandes almacenes. And also remember, we've got courses. If you're thinking about signing the kids up for summer camp, don't sleep on it. No lo consultes con la almohada, because I can tell you from experience, these courses fill up really fast. So get on it and make sure you don't miss out this summer and get your kids in one of the greatest camps that they could possibly experience. You've got ones where the kids go away, and then you've got the urban camps, right? The day camps, as we call them. En Vaughan se llaman urban camps, pero la palabra en general es day camp. Tiene significado, tiene sentido porque se quedan solo el día, no se quedan a dormir. So whatever you're looking for the kids this summer, I would highly recommend all of our camps. You can find more information at grupovon.com. Also, if you use social media, I know many people do these days, you can find us on Twitter. You can find, X se llama ahora, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Just go to the search bar and search for grupovon.com. All right, let's go on over here and see if anybody was able to figure out today's homophones. Born to Iron Man gives us the 2 words, and he gave them to us correctly. Great job. And he says they sound alike. Okay, well, there's a really easy way to sort this out. I'll just say the two words and then you tell me if they sound alike. The first word is some. Can I have some water? Would you like some water? ¿Ves? Pidiendo o dando, right? Can I have some water? Some, right? I think everybody knows that word. And the second word, some. I'll say them again. Some. Some. Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's my question. When do we use this sum over here in English? No digo su total, right? The sum is $22.40. Okay. Well, we use some in affirmative sentences, as I said. I have some friends in Madrid, right? We use in questions and negatives. Do you have any friends in Madrid? No, I don't have any friends in Madrid. I have some friends in New York. ¿Ves? So some for affirmative sentences. She bought some apples, por ejemplo. Okay. And there's a special case, which is the one I just told you, when we are expecting something or offering something. So would you like some coffee? Aunque es una pregunta, ahí no es any. Would you like some coffee? Yeah, I'd like some coffee. Can I have some water? Do you want some help? Right? And any, as I just said, what you need there is you need to use it in negatives and questions. In fact, here, let's do a little quiz over here. Let me go over here. I sent it to a student the other day. I put together a little quiz. Let's see if you guys can figure it out here. All right, you say any or some. Okay, I'll leave a blank. Yo dejo un hueco y tú me dices si es any or some. I don't have money. I don't have any money. Si lo has dicho, muy bien. Okay, the next one. She bought apples. She bought some apples. Es afirmación, right? She didn't buy any apples. Sería cuando usamos el any. Okay, do you have brothers or sisters? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Do you have any brothers or sisters? All right, the next one. There is water in the fridge. There is water in the fridge. There is some water in the fridge, right? Afirmamos. There is some water in the fridge. The next one, we don't need help. Did you say any? Great job. We don't need any help. Okay. Would you like coffee? Would you like some coffee? How are you doing? So far, so good. Hasta ahora bien. Okay, unos cuantos más. There aren't chairs in the room. Acuérdate, estamos poniendo o any o some aquí. Solo vale uno. There aren't chairs in the room. There aren't any chairs in the room. Okay, I need information about this. I need information. Okay, I need some, porque afirmamos, right? I need some. I don't need any information about that. I need some information about this. Okay, remember here we're requesting, pidiendo algo. Can I have bread? Aunque es una pregunta, acuérdate, hay una excepción aquí cuando pedimos o ofrecemos. Can I have bread? Can I have some bread? Can I have some bread? And the last one, a ver si habéis acertado todos. He doesn't have friends here. He doesn't have friends here. Did you say he doesn't have any friends here? Well, great. You just mastered some and any. Acabas de dominar el some y el any. Excellent job. And I'll tell you what, I know what you're thinking. You're like, pero el any me confunde. Well, now you know the usage. But again, I would never say, I don't want water. I would say, I don't want any water, right? I want some milk. So el any y el some, para un habla mucho más natural, empleamos este any y el some. But of course, the first thing we have to do is, just understand it. and then we can put it into practice. So excellent job, Born to Iron Man. Thank you to lovely Laura for sending us this one. And there's a group called Sum 41. Why named? Let's see what Google says. Sum 41. The rock band Sum 41 was rescued. No, their name. They named their album Chuck, and okay, Sum 41. Okay, I can't figure out, but there is a group called Sum 41, pero no es Sum algunos, sino Sum, S-U-M. Y si lo piensas, la suma, the sum, right? Very similar. Adición, the sum. The sum is $125. Okay. Now you could say the analyst summed the results, but in the end, we would say to add up. No. So if you're adding things up, 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay. Eso es sumar en cuanto a tal. But what do I ask you to do every day in our Say What soundbite? ¿Te suena, no? I ask you to sum it up. That's right. To sum it up, which is resumir. And it comes from the word summarize, no summarize. Pero summarize, bueno, es largo. So we just cut it down to sum it up. Sum it up. De hecho, te doy un totally native aquí. Sum it up in a nutshell. Resúmelo en resumidas cuentas. All right, excellent job, folks. That was our homophones. Again, if you want to send me suggestions, as many times Elena does, Chris Valrol sends me suggestions. It's great because it's a way for you to review something that you've learned and to share it with your fellow students. And I think that's awesome. As I said at the beginning of the show, this is about learning, laughing, loving, and sharing. And so the best way to reforzar, the best way to reinforce something you've learned is by sharing it with others. Y como decimos en inglés, sharing is caring. All right, folks, it's time to move on, though. It's time for yet another challenge. It's today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, folks. Welcome to our Spelling Bee. Now, this is a part of the show that's pretty tough, bastante difícil. And I'll tell you why. Because when I moved here and I started teaching, I realized that the students, no matter how well they spoke, they didn't know how to spell. O sea, tenían dificultad a la hora decía, deletréame tu correo, deletréame tu apellido. And it was, I was in shock. A, no I, no E, no I. I'm like, oh God, oh boy, Houston, we have a problem. So I decided that this is something that I wanted to work on because it was an area where I saw that the students were lacking, ¿no? Donde tenían carencia. And now I see it every day here on the show. Not my students, not anymore. So that's what this Spelling Bee is all about. And it's also about looking at something that happened in history, because as you know, all these words will have something in common. So are you ready? Now, the first time, you know, I fly through it. Round 1 is for superstars only. And then I'll repeat it in round 2 at a more normal pace. I don't go slow ever. Okay, I go really fast and then normal speed. Here we go. The first word is ALBERT space HOFMANN. The next one is SYNTHESIZE. The next one is INGEST. The next one is PSYCHEDELIC space EFFECTS. The fifth one is Lysergic space ACID space DIETHYLAMIDE. And the last one is BADEN, comma, space AARGAU. Wow. Yeah, I know it. De hecho, está a tope de vocales. Y encima las que confunden, que es A, que es la A, I, que es la E, no es la I. Ahí hay mucho lío, por eso. Right? I think the ones the students get mixed up with are A, E, I. No, los vocales son A, E, I, O, U. And sometimes Y. ¿Te sabías eso? Bueno, la palabra cry, ¿dónde está el vocal? Claro, es la Y. Or shy, right? So if you got this, oh my goodness, because, and then we had another, so those are the confusing ones when it comes to vowels, vocales. And then sometimes students mix up G and J, ¿no? Esos también causan confusión. Vamos, en mis 20 años de experiencia con esto, esas son las grandes, ¿ok? No significa que no tenemos que verlas todas, pero those are the ones where students usually get tripped up a bit. All right, let's see. We've got Born to Iron Man taking a stab at it. I can't believe it. If you got it, man, you are definitely playing in the big leagues. All right, the first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third one's correct. The fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. Unbelievable. Hats off. Hats off. That was lightning speed. O sea, no puedo ir más rápido que eso. So you are definitely, again, top of the pops. As far as spelling is concerned, for English students, I'm telling you, you go to any classroom right now. I don't care if it's in Vaughan. I don't care if it's in Cambridge, and you spell words for them that fast, they're not going to get it. So I'm proud of our buddy Born to Iron Man. Now, don't worry. If you didn't get it in round one, here's round two. I'll slow down a bit. The first word is ALBERT space HOFMANN. The second one is SYNTHESIZE. The third one is INGEST. The fourth one, PSYCHEDELIC space EFFECTS. The fifth one, LYSERGIC space ACID space DIETHYLAMIDE. And the last one is BADEN, comma, space AARGAU. Folks, we are heading to our final commercial break. We'll be right back with many more challenges and much more fun up ahead. So stick around. Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget to stay tuned because right after today's show, you've got Speaking with Confidence with Ale. You've also got the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. The Salad with Dave Boyce. Speak English with Ruby. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. What an amazing afternoon you have up ahead. And thank you. Thank you so much for joining us every day here on this wacky show. Wacky, chiflado. Yeah, we know. We know it's wacky. That's the idea. This is not your everyday English class, folks. Everyday es cualquiera, cotidiana. Y es una palabra. O sea, piénsalo así porque hasta nativos se equivocan. I work every day. Dos palabras. Cada día. No? Every espacio day. I don't have an everyday job. Uno cualquiera, uno cotidiano. ¿Es una palabra en español? Pues es una palabra en inglés. Una buena forma de acordarte si es every espacio day o si es everyday adjetivo como una sola palabra. These little tricks that once you learn them, you'll never forget. The power of association. No doubt about it. All right, we're going to look at the Double Trouble Challenge. We've got our Say What soundbite for the fourth time. A lot harder than I thought it was. We'll check our spelling bee words. We've got movies. We've got jokes. Famous birthdays. Name that lyric. And we've got about 25 minutes to get it all done. So let's get moving right into today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, folks. It is today's Double Trouble. Oh, wait, hang on. Did I say double trouble? It's a triple trouble today. And this one comes from one of your fellow students. That's right. One of your fellow students is sending us this one, and it's Laura. So, Laura, thank you so much for your contributions to the show. Even though she's not able to listen live, she always tunes in via podcast. So a shout out to all the listeners, too, who can't be with us live, but you do your diligent work every day and you watch or you listen on the podcast platform of your choice. All right, so Laura, if this is tough, guys, don't shoot the messenger. This one's coming from your fellow student. All right, ¿me estás diciendo que no eres heterosexual? No puedo pensar claramente ahora mismo. Y me cuesta mantener la cara seria, o lo que viene siendo, aguantar la risa. All right? So again, this is a triple trouble. What does that mean? Hay que usar la misma palabra 3 veces en esta traducción. Normally it's a double trouble. So today, hey, don't blame me. Again, no me eches la culpa a mí. I love it, Laura. It's a great one. Excellent one. All right. So we'll see if anybody can figure it out. Let me give it to you again. Es un poco larga. ¿Me estás diciendo que no eres heterosexual? No puedo pensar claramente ahora mismo. Y me cuesta mantener la cara seria / aguantar la risa. That is your triple trouble coming to you from lovely Laura, your Italian student. Well, your Italian teacher as well. Remember, there was a period on the show where she was doing a section and we were learning Italian with her as well. So good luck. I don't think it's going to be easy, but it's doable. Asequible. All right, that's your triple trouble. Let me also give you guys your Say What soundbite. Here it is for the fourth and final time. Good luck.
His new show really does sound like fun. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie in 7 or some plus years, so I have no idea where he's at. So I don't close anything off.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. That's right. It's our master's program. We've got one-to-one courses. We've got group courses. We've also got our summer camp. So whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever your level, whatever your budget, wherever you live, even if you want to do a course from home, we've got self-study courses. So stop by our website. It's grupovon.com. All right, let's go on over here to our comments. And Juan Carlos says, congratulations on your show. Thank you. Thank you very much, Juan Carlos. I'm so glad you're able to join us. Y me gusta, Juan Carlos. Muchos dicen, congratulations for. Pero Carlos supo la preposición correcta. Ahí te he visto, Juan Carlos. Excellent. Congratulations on. Muy bien. Ya veo que eres un crack con el inglés. All right. Well, you came to the right place because you're among other English superstars. All right. Speaking of superstars, born to Ironmans, taking a stab at lovely Laura's triple trouble. And he says, are you telling me you're not straight? Okay. So far, so good. I can't think straight right now, and I'm struggling to keep a straight face. Unbelievable. Yes. And he says, thank you, Laura. He loves a good challenge. And Laura, you didn't make it easy for us today. So yes, me estás diciendo que no eres heterosexual. So straight. Yeah. For example, I'm straight. That means I sleep with, well, my wife. I was going to say with women, with my wife only. But that's what we would say straight, right? Gay or straight. Then you have bisexual, of course, if you don't have a preference, right? But straight, yeah, I'm straight. That's another way of saying heterosexual, okay? So are you telling me you're not straight? I can't think straight right now. Okay, this is me, half of my life. No puedo pensar claramente. I can't think straight. Great one. And I'm finding it hard or struggling. Está muy bien, born to Ironman. I'm struggling or finding it hard to keep a straight face. And this means to not crack a smile, to not laugh. So excellent job. Wow. Thank you, Laura. And there's Born to Ironman, who rose to the challenge. He also rose to the challenge in today's Spelling Bee, which, if you haven't noticed yet, this had to do with LSD. Now, I'll tell you something right now here on the show. We do not condone drinking or alcohol abuse or any drug abuse or anything like that. But I do think it's an interesting story that happened in history today. Today in the year 1943, Albert Hofmann, does that name ring a bell? Albert Hofmann accidentally discovered the hallucinogenic effects of the drug LSD. And he intentionally took the drug 3 days later. So today he discovered it, and 3 days later he did what Dr. Henry Jekyll did. He used himself as a guinea pig You say conejito de Indias? Is that how you say it? He used himself, nosotros decimos cerdo de Guinea. He used himself as a guinea pig to try out this lysergic acid diethylamide, que es LSD. Eso era dificilísimo, tío. Y's, I's, E's, E's. Oh my God. O sea, incredible. So the words in the spelling bee were Albert Hoffman, the guy who discovered it. Number 2, synthesize. He synthesized it. A ver cómo decís. Sintetizar. No sé esta palabra en español. Voy a aprenderla yo ahora mismo. Synthesize. Combinar. Sintetizar. Es difícil. Sintetizar. That's a tough one. In English, it's synthesize. Then he ingested it. ¿Te suena esta palabra? To ingest. To ingest is to consume, right? To ingest. Ingerir. We say ingest. And he experienced psychedelic effects. The first acid trip, right? You say tripis, right? Is that how you say it? Alucino pepinillos. I hallucinate pickles. Es que tú le dices eso a un americano, te va a decir, what? Alucino pepinillos. You know who loves that one? Alberto Chicote. It's like, you hallucinate pickles. Oh my God. So psychedelic effects. Number 5 was the name LSD, but the long form, lysergic acid diethylamide. And number 6 was Baden-Arguau. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. You'll have to forgive me, which is in Switzerland. And that's where he was born, Albert Hoffman. And he was, a Swiss chemist. Swiss. I always mix these up. Siempre las confundo. So Swedish is sueco, and Swiss is suizo. Es difícil ahí. Oh man, really difficult. So there you go, folks. That is what happened today in history, and we took a look at it in our spelling bee. And I'm sure there's a movie about this. There must be a movie about this. Well, speaking of movies, it's time for Name That Movie. Name that movie. Yes, welcome to Name That Movie. This is where we take a look at a movie, and hopefully you guys can tell us what movie it is, but we will learn some English from the synopsis, the summary. ¿Te acuerdas? Antes vimos to sum up. Well, we also can say to summarize, but the summary sería el sustantivo, right? If you summarize something, if you sum something up, well, then you have a summary. Okay, and here we go. And we'll take a look at a scene as well, as we always do. A small town beauty pageant turns deadly as it becomes clear that someone will go to any lengths to win. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. A small town, de pueblo, beauty pageant, concurso de belleza. A beauty pageant turns deadly. Se convierte en algo mortal. As it becomes clear that someone will go to any lengths to win. That means they'll stop at nothing. They'll do whatever it takes. To go to any lengths es hacer lo imposible. Hacer lo que haga falta. You guys will go to any lengths to learn English, right? And that's awesome. So, sound familiar? All right, well, let's take a look at the scene over here in the meantime. So Amber says, that's my mom. Mira, esta es otra O que no es O, no es mom, ma, that's my mom. De hecho, digo, hey, ma. Si yo, M-A. Hey, ma, how's it going? Yo no digo mom. Bueno, también digo mom, pero ma. Okay, that's my mom. And then she says, hey, Amber, did you get my smokes? Now, smokes is another way of saying cigarettes, right? Did you get my smokes? And she says, yeah, I'll get them in a sec. In a sec is in a second, okay? And then she walks in and sees the camera crew, el equipo de producción, and she goes, oh, shit.
She wasn't expecting them. No les esperaba. And then Amber says, oh, they're from Los Angeles. They wanted to see my room and fill me in for their movie. Okay, and to fill somebody in is ponerles al día. And then Annette says, yeah, well, if they ask you to take your top off, right? Si te dicen que te quites la parte de arriba, get the money first. Her mother's giving her that advice. And then she says, oh, and go get my smokes. Y vete a por mi tabaco, mis cigarrillos. All right? All right, well, the movie is called Drop Dead Gorgeous. Y es buenísimo porque tiene doble significado, ¿no? It turns deadly. O sea, to drop dead es caerse muerto. But if you say that somebody is drop dead gorgeous, they're beautiful. Absolutely. Man, she's drop dead gorgeous. I hope she doesn't drop dead. ¿Ves? El doble significado ahí del título. Drop dead gorgeous porque alguien muere, okay? And Drop Dead Gorgeous porque es guapísima. This movie stars Kirsten Dunst, Denise Richards, and Ellen Barkin. It's a movie that came out in 1999, and I remember it very, very well. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Let's see. Juan Carlos says, I'm just a retired teacher who learned a lot with your shows and books, such as English on the Go, English Everywhere, This Book is the Milk. I used to take part in your show as Bala Negra. Oh, awesome. Bala Negra in the house. I used to go there to Black Bullet. Bala Negra? Okay, all right. Well, speaking of corny jokes, I think you know what time it is now.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, folks, we're going to take a look at some smoking jokes today. Hey, since we just took a look at smokes, we looked at the word joint as well. I figured we could keep with that theme. As always, let's see if you get the jokes. A ver si captas el chiste. What do you give a pumpkin who's trying to quit smoking? What do you give a pumpkin who is trying to quit smoking? A pumpkin es una calabaza que quiere dejar de fumar. Easy. A pumpkin patch. A pumpkin patch? You get it? Well, a patch es un parche, right? Some people, if you're trying to quit smoking, you wear a patch. No sé, en el brazo. I don't know about this stuff, but I know that there's a patch that's used to help people quit smoking, right? But also, a pumpkin patch es un huerto de calabazas. So what do you give a pumpkin who's trying to quit smoking? A pumpkin patch? All right. I've got another one for you. What do you say when you see the Pope lighting up? Encendiendo un cigarro, to light up. Right? What do you say when you see the Pope lighting up? Holy smoke. Holy, sagrado, humo sagrado. But also the expression holy smoke or holy smokes, se puede decir con ese también, es madre mía. All right. Hey, I warned you that the jokes were going to be corny, but hopefully you'd learn some double meanings. Folks, right now it's time for famous birthday trivia. All right, let's put the pedal to the metal. The first person was born today in 1954, an American actress. She's been in so many movies. Eddie and the Cruisers. Oh, I love that movie. Eddie and the Cruisers, Switch, which was her first lead role, and she received lots of accolades for that. She was also in This Boy's Life, Wild Bill, The Fan, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Ah, you mean the one that we looked? Yes. In fact, I just said her name. So she was in Drop Dead Gorgeous. She was also in Ocean's 13. And as I said, she is an award-winning actress. Number 2, this guy was born in 1935, an American singer. They called him the Polish Prince because of his Polish ancestry. And what a voice. Blue Velvet, beautiful song. Also, one of my favorites, speaking of Goodfellas, antes dijimos, uno de los nuestros. Roses are red, my love. Violets are blue. And not only was he an amazing singer, well, I killed the guy. He's still alive. Not only is he an amazing singer, a crooner, como decimos, but he was a multi-instrumentalist. He plays the piano, the clarinet, saxophone, trumpets, drum, and the oboe. Wow, I don't know how he had any free time. And last but not least, this American actor was born today in 1965. He's been in so many movies. He was in Pretty in Pink. He was in Hot Shots with Charlie Sheen. And in fact, he was in 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen as well. He played his brother, and his last name is Llorón. That's right. Si traducimos, su nombre es Baño Llorón. Get out of here. Yeah. Baño Llorón is his name, but you would definitely recognize this actor. All right, number 1, award-winning actress Ellen Barkin. Ladrando. Number 2, singer Bobby Vinton. What a voice. The Polish Prince. And last but not least, John Cryer. John Cryer, an amazing actor, a character actor, which you'll know as the guy who was in 2.5 Men. That's one of his more recent things with Charlie Sheen. And that's going to bring us to our Say What soundbite, which was harder than I expected. This is John Cryer when he was asked about Charlie Sheen. And he says his new show really does sound like fun. Me suena divertido, right? His new show really does sound like fun. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie, eso dicho. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie in 7+ years, o sea, más de 7 años. So I have no idea where he's at. No sé dónde está. O sea, no solo físicamente, pero en su vida. I have no idea where he's at. So, you know, I don't close anything off. Intento no cerrar nada. All right, here he is, John Cryer, our birthday boy.
His new show really does sound like fun. That being said, I haven't spoken with Charlie in 7+ years. So I have no idea where he's at. So, you know, I don't close anything off.
All right, folks, what can I say except excellent job. Excellent job. As always, you should be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you as your teacher, and all I've got to say is keep up the great work. And if you'd like to participate in our question of the week, you still have time. We've got a lot of people participating, which is great. In fact, I just got an email from Elena with her participation as well. So it'll be a great show tomorrow, hearing from our amazing students. And we're going to say goodbye with Bobby Vinton's song, Roses are red, my love. Violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, my love, but not as sweet as you. Oh, those are really, really nice words. And I miss when music was innocent like this. Now it's like, mira, mami, mueve ese culito. And you're like, what happened to I want to hold your hand? I don't know. I feel like, well, we're going back to a time when things were much more innocent. It's a beautiful song, and I dedicate it to all of you, my beautiful listeners. Thank you so much. And we'll be back tomorrow with more. Ciao for now. Violets are blue.